Okie dokie. Seems well. Okay, all good to go. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we are now bringing you the replay of round 8, I think it is. Yes, no, 7, 8, I don't know, I've lost count already. Oh, this is... Yes, round 8 we're on at Colorado Springs of the WRX Challenge. Now, before I get into this, I must apologise for the lateness of this coming. I did say I was going to get some done over the weekend, but unfortunately the noise breaker decided to go on strike. I think it's didn't like it being used this much without its authority, because apparently it has a consciousness, and I pretty much sounded like a standing for the Misterons. So I'm pretty sure you didn't want to hear me going on about a race while going, this is how I sound like at the moment, so bear with me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you really didn't want to hear that, so I thought, right, well, I'll give it a break. I'll see how things turn out, and it seems to be okay for now. I don't know if it will break or it'll suddenly decide, no, you're not having this anymore, but needs must. I have liquid refreshment on standby. Tasty. So I'm hoping this all goes well, but we'll have to see. So that is why it has been a bit quiet on this end, but nevertheless we shall move on. So yes, we are at round 8 of the WRX Challenge here at Colorado Springs. So we all know what the WRX Challenge is all about. If you don't know, then fair enough, but if you do know, or you don't know, we shall go through. So the WRX Challenge is VRC's one-make series using the Subaru Isle of Man Time Attack car, in which drivers will need to tame this car of wicked proportions across 10 weeks of racing that will test all of their driving skills to the limit. Challenge is the name of the game, as drivers will be faced with sprint and endurance races both on and off the road, all while battling the elements. They'll have a 10-minute qualifying, in which, if it's a sprint race, which Colorado Springs is, they'll have 3 15-minute races. If it's a double feature, it's 30 minutes. And if it's just the one race, it's an endurance of 60 minutes, but those are irrelevant today because this is a sprint race, so we get 3 15 minutes of dirt racing gloriness. Who doesn't love a dirt race? I certainly love it. So they'll have, like before, they'll have a 10-minute qualifying in sprint 1, race 1 should I say. It'll be fastest first from qualifying and a standing start. Race 2 will be a reverse result and a standing start from race 1, reverse result, and then race 3 will be a reverse result from race 2 from a standing start. So, how have they been getting on? Well, it's turning out to be a bit of a one-horse race at the moment. As we move into the table, we can see that Homesick Alien still holds the lead, currently on 342 points. It appears to be that he's the man to beat now. I think he may be out of reach of most people, but we'll have to wait until the drop scores kick in. You might hear that a lot, bear in mind, so please forgive me on that. Second, we have Bunny on 258 points. In third, we have Big Dan on 225 points. In fourth, we have Koi Carp on 213. In fifth, we have Baz on 208 points. In sixth, we have Skyjacker on 196 points. In 7th, we have Guesty on 166 points. In 8th, we have Anton Poika on 165 points. In 9th, we have Rido, also on 165 points. In 10th, we have Pat on 143 points. 11th for Scary Rambo on 135. 12th for Mrs. Guesty on 112. 13th for Perchon with 77. 14th for Jokers on 47. Thingamajig is 15th on 37. 16th for Kindfoot on 22, but I think he's given up the ghost now, as well as Norkiss, who hasn't scored anything. So Homesick Alien seems to be the man running away with it for the time being. But let's see how he does on the dirt today. So they'll have had their 10-minute qualifying, in which, shall we have a look and see how that has panned out here in the darkness of Colorado Springs. And here they are. Oh, good Lord. Let's go that down a bit. There we go. And there we go. So, as we can see, on pole, quite the surprise here, it is Rido taking pole on the dirt. This is going to be quite interesting indeed. All that dirt driving experience coming into play. In second, we have the monster of Skyjacker doing quite well to get it on second there. Very well done there, mate. And in third, it is Guesty. Guesty getting himself quite far up on the grid there. In fourth, we have Homesick Alien, all the way down in fourth. That's quite a surprise, but he's not really much of a rallier, but there we go. And in fifth, we have Big Dan. I think Big Dan missed the last round, so he'll be looking to catch up some points here today. And then in sixth, we have Mrs. Guesty doing quite well up in sixth. Well done there, love. In seventh, that is the Baz, being out-qualified by Big Dan again. Those two really like to heat up and have a battle between them. And as well as Koi Carp in eighth. So he'll be wanting to make up some ground there. Back here we have ninth and Pat. He did quite well in the dirt last time around. Is he going to be able to match that performance from the last time they were on dirt? And then bringing up the rear, we have the halves. So that's how it all panned out. Let's get down and dirty with it, shall we? Here in the mud. Let's have some fun. So we'll jump out of there. We'll jump to Rido. And we'll reverse that. Not need to worry about tyres, it's all dirt all the way, so that's all we need to focus on. So we'll get rid of those. And the 5 lights are on, the engines are screaming, and off we go. It kind of looked like Rido jumped the start a little bit there, and he's been left behind by Skyjacker already. Skyjacker taking the lead early doors. Skyjacker wanting to really gather some points in from all the rounds that he's missed. Rido is still hanging out in second, but he's gone. Whoa, he went round the outside of Skyjacker, and Rido retakes the lead. The car's very squirmish on the dirt. We've seen the back end really lose itself in these kind of conditions. So Skyjacker staying in with second. We've got Guesty in third. He's moved up into third. Harvey's moved up to fourth. Where has he come from? A lightning start from the halves. We've got Bazza in fifth as well. We've got Pat moving up into sixth. He started off quite well as well. Big Dan has dropped down to seventh. Not the start that he would wanted. Same with Homesick Alien. He's down to eighth. Not the start he'll have wanted, but he's got plenty of headway in the championship so far. Mrs. Guesty dropping down to ninth as well. Not the start she would like, and the same with the Koi of Carps. But it's still plenty of time to catch them up. But meanwhile, at the front, Rido and Guesty, these two are running away with it. These two really wanting to make up some ground. They're absolutely leaving the rest of the pack to dust. And as you can see, even Rido starting to pull away from Skyjacker a little bit. Rido on an absolute mission today. As the sun's coming up now. Now we can see all the beautiful colours of all these cars that they all put together to make them look very nice and shiny, and They're going to get muddy as hell today, and we love it. So far, Guesty's managed to stay up in third. Harvey's managing to stay fourth as well. Bazza in fifth, and then we've got a huge queue coming up behind them now as Guesty and Big Dan, no, Bazza and Big Dan are going to go have a go again. These two, we love to see these two go at it on track, and they're going to do it off track as well, and you love it. But you've got to say that Big Dan, with all his drifting finesse, is probably strongest one out of the two of them. We've got Mrs. Guesty up into seventh. Harvey going wide a bit then. That was Big Dan going wide. Is Mrs. Guesty going to take advantage of it? It looks like she has. Going round the outside. No, she's tucked in up behind Big Dan. All is well. See through the dust. Oh, she's got the hazards on there. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or whatever. But now she's being hounded by Homesick Alien now, starting to find his groove on the dirt. Oh, and he's hit the barrier. That's not going to be good for him. Oh, and Pat's collided with him as well. And Pat's moved down into ninth, so he must have made a small mistake somewhere because he wasn't that far down before. But now Coy has a little playmate to have a go with. I didn't think Pat would be struggling this much. He did quite well on the last time we were dirt, which was Sardinia Wingmills. That's what I'm looking for. So maybe not finding his feet today, but meanwhile Rido in the lead, showing strong stuff here, really showing us what he can do on the dirt. Skyjacker doing his best to try and keep with him, but it appears that Rido is the man on the mission today. Looks like he could be the one to beat, who knows, or is that some cursing maneuvers going on here, or is it some form of epic foreshadowing, I wonder. Guesty all on his own at the moment in third, doing quite well. He'll be happy with that. No one to battle in front or behind to worry about, so he'll be just getting on with his race. And over the bum. Oh, he carried the barrier there. That won't be doing him any good. And we've got Bazza up to fourth. He's done quite well. He's gone quite wide. Oh, he's lost the back end. Oh, God. Oh, that didn't work. Oh. Don't go on strike now. Oh, my apologies. Right, so Mrs. Guesty is down in ninth. Pat's moved up into eighth. Koikart's moved up to seventh, so he's starting to make up some ground. Homesick up into sixth. It wasn't the best of starts, but I think he's starting to find his groove now and really starting to hit the hammer down. You can see Harvey swinging it wide everywhere he goes. It's beautiful. See, he's even got the traction control. I'm surprised that's even working for him. Look at how much. That's way too much speed to be taken into that corner, and Big Dan moves up into fourth. So Big Dan is now on a charge. He's got some ground to make up in his battle in the championship with Bazza and all the others around him, so he's got some ground to make up. But don't forget, when them drop scores kick in, he's going to be right up there. And we'll stick with these guys for the time being because they seem to be the only ones on fire at the moment. Although I think, did I see? No, I thought they were getting close together, but I guess not. So Big Dan now starting to pull away from this pack a little bit. We've got Harvey down in fifth. He was up into second at one point, I think. And oh, he's gone wide again. Oh, is he going to collect Homesick Alien? No, he doesn't. So Homesick Alien moves up into fifth. So he's starting to make up ground now and finding his comfort zone. Oh, Harvey hit the barrier just going into the inside. Oh, the dirt bank, should I say. Hitting the dirt bank, that's going to slow him down, hinder his progress, but I think he just needs to calm it down a little bit because he's taking too much speed into these corners and it's really unsettling the car. Koikart in seventh, and oh, it's Mrs. Guesty that's dropped. Oh, poor Mrs. Guesty. I thought she was a bit higher than that, but she's not too far away from them just now, so she might be able to still catch up. Bazza with that spin has not helped him out, but he's got Pat and Coy to have a good scrap with, so we'll stick with these for the time being. Everybody's all stretched out a little bit, so this appears to be the action at the moment, but we'll stick with these guys because these guys can do a bit of rallying when it comes. Oh no, Koikap's got a bit wide. Is everybody going to punish for it? Where's Pat? He hasn't managed to make his way through. We've got a yellow flag. Is that Big Dan I saw up front? I think it is Big Dan. Oh no, Big Dan. He must have had a big off somewhere. And now he's dropped all the way down to 6th. I guess Homesick moves up into 4th. So Big Dan having a big moment. Not what he needs, but now he's got all these guys to fight off as well. And Pat having a look on Koikab on the outside, but isn't able to make the move. Swing that back end round beautifully. Little bit of rallying. Don't think this car was particularly designed to go off-road, but who cares? We love these things off-road. Then again, I'm just, oh, we've got a yellow flag. Who is it this time? Is it Harvey? I think it might be Harvey. Oh, poor Harvey, taking too much speed into. You can see he's just riding the mud bank on the outside. It's not going to do him any favours, and Big Dan sneaks on up on the inside. Oh, and Big Dan's hit the barrier on the way out. Oh, that's not going to help. And Harv's managed to escape with that one. He's very lucky to have gotten away with that one. We're 8 minutes into the race. Harv's is probably maybe relying too much on the traction control to help him out through the corners. That's not how that works. Maybe Big Dan can give him a bit of a lesson in drifting. But speaking of the big of Dan Earth, he's got Koikap having a look on the outside, but he hasn't got the momentum coming through the corner. They caught up Harvey as well. So this is where it's all happening at the moment. Everybody else is all spread out, so we'll watch these guys duking it out like absolute lions. And we've got Big Dan, he's having a look. No, Bazza, that's Bazza going around the outside of Koikap, and Bazza moves up into 7th. That's how topsy-turvy these races are. You could be in one place in one corner and then drop 2 in the next. And now he's chasing down Harvey and Big Dan, and there's Koikap coming through on the inside. Beautifully well done, but he's got to go around the outside now. And now he's back on the inside, and they're swinging it left and right. The car wants to go. Harvey, get it. Don't use the mud bank, mate. That's not going to help you. It'll hinder you more than anything. You see how much speed he's carrying through the corners. That's not going to help him out with his fight with Dan. He needs to calm it down a little bit, and you'll be fine. You see, he takes a wide line going through that corner, but he just can't seem to get up on the inside of Big Dan. As we come through this tricky little chicane, as you can see, there's banging wheels left, right and centre, but it really can't be helped much on this circuit. But here we go, Harvey now back up into 5th, but how long is that going to last? Speaking of lasting, we'll have a quick look through, and there's Big Dan just going through up into 5th. That's how quickly the positions can change. And now is Bazza going to make his way through? He does. Oh, Big Dan's lost the back end. Oh, disaster for Big Dan. Going through that tricky right-hander. He's lost the back end, and now he's at the back. Well, let's have a run through. Rido disappearing into the distance. Greedo so far having the fastest lap with a 1:19.3. He's running away with it today. Skyjacker doing well, holding off in 2nd. He can do a bit of rallying when he wants to, and he's clearly showing his skills today. We've got Guesty in 3rd as well, doing quite well. Not sure how whether he's a big fan of the dirt or not, but he seems to be doing quite well now, so all credit to him. Homesick Alien recovery drive from up to 4th. He was started 4th, he dropped all the way to the back, but now he's made his way all the way up into 4th. Oh, even the Homesick is having trouble on the dirt, but we know he's not too much of a fan of dirt, so whether he's having fun or not, I couldn't tell you. It's a big shove from Homesick Alien. Is that going to cost him? Here comes Bazza. Can Bazza take advantage of it? Homesick Alien started moving again. There he is. And Bazza's caught up to the Homesick now. Can Bazza take advantage of this situation and move himself up into 4th? He's seen the He's seen his core, but now he's pushing too hard, and now Homesick Alien's getting away from him. Meanwhile, Harvey is in 6th. We've got Koikar battling Mrs. Guesty in 7th. She's also had a bit of a recovery drive. She was in last at one point as well. Has managed to make her way up to 8th. Now Big Dan's in 9th, and oh dear, with that Pat's now lost that pack, so he must have had a bit of a shunt. Yeah, we can see there 6 seconds behind his fastest time, so he's had a bit of a shunt in this lap. So now he's got some catching up to do. 12 minutes gone in this race, and it's clear to see that Rito is going to run away with it. It's his to lose now. Just a small mistake could cost him, but he's got quite a gap between Skyjacker and himself, so I think it's safe to say that Rito's won this one, but we'll continue with these guys up front as Homesick Alien's now starting to get that gap between himself and Bazza now after that little spin that he had in this section. Bazza not able to capitalise on it, but maybe he'll be able to make something in the last minute. Anything can happen in these dirt races, so there's no telling what will happen. Koikap in 6th. It's quite a commendable drive from Koikap. I don't know if he likes the dirt either, but he's gotten ahead of Harvey because Harvey was in 6th, so maybe Koi is a bit of a fan of the dirt. Who knows? We've got Harvey in 7th as well. He's done well to get up from last. Had a hell of a start, probably the best start out of all of them, but he's just not able to put it together into the race. In fact, maybe Rito could give Harvey some lessons on how to dirt race. Oh no, he's caught the barrier on the inside. He catches the front end, and that spun him round. So Harvey will be very disappointed with that and probably kicking himself. As you can see, the car just does not want to grip for him, but he's just taking too much speed into those corners. You need to calm it down, Harves. Not too much speed is way too much speed on this, mate. It's not going to work. But meanwhile, let's have a look. And Bazza's now pulling a gap between himself and Koi. Koi just goes wide a little bit there. So does Big Dan. But don't lose too much time. We're into the final minute now. And yep, Rito's got to cross the line. I think in that minute time, I think that is Rito anyway. I'm sure, yeah, it is. I'm sure that's Rito. So, but Baz has caught up Homesick Alien. Is he going to be able to snatch 4th on the last bit? No, I don't think he's quite got the gap. But we'll go back to these guys. Koi holding off well in 6th. As Mrs. Guesty still in 7th, being chased by Big Dan. 25 seconds left. These guys are all going to get another lap in. Harv managed to catch the back end just then and managed to keep himself going, so Harvey's going to get another lap as well. And here comes Pat also getting another lap in. Here comes Rito as well. Is Rito going to cross the line? 5 seconds to go. Yes, he gets through. And Skyjacker isn't. So there we go. Rito's going to get a victory lap. Can have a little victory lap all by himself. In fact, he's close to lapping. I think it's Pat in last. Yeah, he's getting quite close to lapping Pat. That's incredible pace from Rito. But meanwhile, we'll cut to Skyjacker as he is going to be the first to take the checkered flag, although he is in 2nd. But got to give it to him. 2nd is still a good result. There we go. Skyjacker finishing 2nd. Congratulations. Guesty coming home in a surprising 3rd. He'll probably be happy with that. Spins round the corner. He loses the back end, but crosses the line backwards. So Homesick Alien now coming home in 4th. He's managed to hold it off. And I'm sure he'll be just happy to see the back of this. Homesick taking 4th. We've got Bazza coming home in 5th. We've got Koi coming home in 6th. And we've got a bit of a gap to Mrs. Guesty, who's managing to hold off Big Dan for 7th. And Big Dan crosses the line for 8th. And next is... it's Patton. Harvey's gone into the pits. Maybe that was an accident. I don't know. But then Rito lost the front end. So there is a little chink in that armour. But it doesn't matter because Rito is going to cross the line first. Oh, it just held out there. So, there we go. What a cracking first race we have. Rito, near enough led from start to finish. He lost the lead right from the start, but then he took it back from Skyjacker and didn't look back and dominated race 1. There we go, that's a bit better. Skyjacker coming home in second. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that result. A good second will help him out in his championship battles. Guesty in third. Like I said, I'm sure he'll be pleased with that one. That's the best you're going to get. Homesick Alien coming home in fourth. Maybe probably happy with that. Could be a good drop score for him, really, because maybe not a fan of dirt. Bazza coming home in fifth. He had a cracking battle with Koi Carp, Mrs. Guesty and Big Dan, so he'll be happy to come out on top of that one. Koi Carp coming home in sixth. It was a bit of a bad start for him, but managed to work his way back up. Mrs. Guesty as well, doing the same. Not the best of starts, but made her way up. And then Big Dan, he didn't get a good start, and he had a small collision here and there. Lost the back end at one point, so he's been playing the catching up game. Same with Pat as well. Probably not too pleased with that result, not especially from the last dirt race that he had. And Harvey's just decided now I'm gonna go get some food. I'm hungry, so went into the pits, but finishes in 10th. So there we go, round 1. Oh, and Rito got your fastest lap with a 1:19.3. Incredible pace there from Rito. But what good fun. So, shall we move on to race 2? And I'll give it a little bit of a break so it can recover a small amount. So, you know the drill at this point, so I will leave you to it for a second. Okay. I don't know how ready it is, but it'll have to do. So, we now have the grid for race 2, and as we've said, it will be the reverse result of race 1. So we've got Harvey up on pole, and we've got Rito at the back. So Rito's got all the work to do for now, but let's see how this goes on. So, we'll let them crack on, we'll let the lights come on, and let's rock and roll, boys. Oh, Harvey's jumped the start. There seems to be a bit of a jump starting thing here on pole, so everybody goes flying past Harvey. Gets a bit of a squeeze on going through that corner, so Big Dan now takes the lead. Koi Carp in second. No, Homesick's now in second. So maybe Homesick finally got a good grasp of how to do a bit of dirt rallying, but Koi Carp's now moved up into second, so couldn't hold that second for long, but he goes wide round the outside, and here comes Harvey. Harvey on the recovery drive, and Koi Carp losing the back end there, and he's now dropped by Homesick. And speaking of Homesick, there he goes into second, and Big Harvey coming through like hang on, I ain't got that on, have I do apologise. No. Oh, what's going on? Why is... There we go. Right. Oh, my apologies. It didn't seem to... I wondered why it wasn't working. So there we go. Now that we've got all the information that we like, we can see that Harvey is absolutely flying like a bullet, taking no prisoners, and making sure that Homesick is one of those people as well. We've got Skyjacker up to 4th. He was 10th, I think he was 10th when he started. He's already up into 4th. got Bazza in 5th as well. We've got Rito in 6th. He's the danger man in this race, and he's fighting Bazza at the moment. Is he going to be able to find his way through the pack and maybe get another win in race 2? That would be incredible. Guesty in 7th, not making the impact he did in race 1, and Coy's dropped down into 8th, not the start that he would want. And same with Pat as well. I think he jumps the start as well, so I think the front row jumped the start a little bit. I definitely know that Harvey did. I'm not sure about Pat. And oh, oh no, that was a spin there. That's Rito. Oh, poor Rito. Rito having a spin through the, well, I suppose you could say the second corner, because it is the second corner. So Rito has dropped back into 9th. That's probably not what he needs if he wants to crack on with this race too, but he's getting on with it. We know he's quick, so how quickly is he going to catch everybody up? And Mrs. Guesty also not having the best first lap, so she'll probably just be knuckling down and getting on with it. And so far at the moment, Big Dan in the lead of this race, who's being hounded by Skyjacker, who's in 2nd yet again. Oh, excuse me, probably thinks this might be a good opportunity. Skyjacker's showed good pace in race 1, so he might be able to take the spoils of Rito dropping back into 9th. We can see Homesick Aliens catching them up as well, so we might actually have a good fight for the podium here. This is going to be on. Guesty's up into 4th. He's made up some places in that previous lap, because he wasn't that far up last time. And there's Harvey there as well. There's Koikat that moves up to 6 as well. Bazza must have dropped down, and we saw that Rito did as well, but he's going to be the one to absolutely show everybody how it's done. You can see, oh, he screams through that corner there. Way too much speed there, my friend. But meanwhile, we've still got Big Dan, Skyjacker and Homesick Alien. That's your podium. And Guesty flying out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I am seeing that again. Guesty just came flying through that corner, and did he hit the barrier on the way out? Look how much speed he takes him through there. Oh, he does hit the barrier a little bit, and he collides with Harvey a little bit, but wow, what a move from Guesty, flying out of nowhere, and then Harvey showing this is how you do it. But he's not able to capitalise on Guesty so far, so Guesty maintains 4th at the moment, and Harvey really struggling to keep that thing. It's really struggling to keep that Subaru in the right direction. We can see there's got Rito and Koikat approaching fast. Rito with the torpedo at the moment, but he's not taking anybody out, so he's not technically a torpedo. I don't know what else you could do really, but I'll have to come up with a better analogy. Another one for later. So Koikat drops down to 7th, Bazza's dropped down to 8th, and then we've got Pat running in 9th, and poor Mrs. Guesty in 10th. And oh, that was bad timing. So it appears that, oh, I'm broken. There we go. So it appears that maybe Mrs. Guesty having a bit of technical. Oh, Skyjacker's taking the lead. I've just noticed that. Skyjacker's taking the lead from Big Dan. I don't know if it's a mistake from this lap on, whether, I'll tell you what, yeah, it's for the lead. We'll have a look. Oh God, it was quite a while ago. So there we go, we're coming up to this tricky right-hander. We can see Big Dan just screams it out wide. Does he collect the barrier? I don't think he does. It was just Skyjacker came through like an absolute bullet and takes the lead from Big Dan now. So we could have a good fight for the win here between Skyjacker and Big Dan. We've got Homesick Alien as well. Maybe Homesick Alien's finally found his muddy boots and decided to really give him a good working through. He's keeping honest with these two. And Rito really struggling on race 2 at the moment. Maybe it was from a poor start, I don't know, but he's not making the impact I thought he would be right now. So now at the moment, Big Skyjacker holding off Big Dan for first, but he's Big Dan always clouted the barrier on the way out. Is Homesick able to take advantage? No, he can't. He's gaining fast, but it's not enough. Big Dan screams it round the outside, as so does Homesick Alien. And Guesty's not all that far behind him either. So we can have a proper fight for the podium here. Homesick Alien might have to do a little bit defending from Guesty, because not far behind him is Rito. you know, he's the one that's going to spoil anybody's party at the rate he went in race 1. So far, Skyjacker having the fastest lap with 1:23.0, and we know Rito's got the pace because he did a 1:19 in the previous race. So, oh, there we go, he's overtaken Guesty, so he is up into 4th. And next in to hit this man's crosshairs is Homesick Alien. And you think he's going to make ridiculous like, oh, there he goes, he spleens it up the inside there, beautifully well done. So Rito now up into 3rd, and there we go, he's just taken the fastest lap, 1:20.5. that's how quick this guy's going on the dirt. Homesick Alien down into 4th, and Guesty down into 5th, but now he's having a look on Homesick Alien. I don't know if there was a mistake there, I'm not 100% sure, but the gap's opened up a little bit more now. So now Rito up into 3rd, Skyjacker and Big Dan must be feeling that pressure. Oh no, Big Dan made a mistake coming out that corner, and Rito goes up into 2nd. My word, Rito's lost the back end. Oh, he doesn't collect anybody on his way out though, so that's a good thing. He manages to hold off Guesty quite well as well, but not Homesick, and he makes his way back up into the podium. But I don't know if that's going to be for long with the pace. Oh, Guesty's got ahead of Rito as well. Wow, it's all happening in race 2. Everybody's making such tiny little mistakes, and it's costing them. This is what we love really with dirt racing, is the fact that you need such precision, such control in order to keep the car pointing in the right direction and avoiding the barriers. And we can see Rito's now recollecting himself and has already caught up the Homesick of Aliens. Skyjacker must be thinking it's his time to escape, because Rito is on the charge. He's the one that's I think he's the one that's going to be the biggest gainer in this round. So Skyjacker's absolutely got to leg it to give himself some room between himself and Rito. And we can see Big Dan in the background going screaming around the outside, and so does Rito, who's moved up into 3rd. We'll stick with these guys for the time being, because this is where the scrap needs to be. And Big Dan moves up into 2nd. Is he going to scream it through the inside? No, he just doesn't have the room. So Rito well defended for 2nd place. Now, is Big Dan able to find a way through? No, he can't. So Rito manages to hold off 2nd. But no, there we go. As soon as I said it, Big Dan has a look at him round the outside. But Rito manages to fend it well again. And now he's got a little bit of a gap between himself and Big Dan. And now he can just put the hammer down to go after Skyjacker. But now look, we've got Homesick Alien knocking on the door of the podium for 3rd. He's got Big Dan to fight it off. This is going to be a fight and a half. The drifting master against the racing master outside of his element. This is why dirt is so good, because even the best can be tricked out by this. Big Homesick Alien, have a look on the inside. He can't quite make the room. Slides that back end round. Can't quite get it gripped up quite well. And is now hunting down 3rd yet again. Guesty still in 4th. He's starting to drop back from this pack. So it looks like 4th is going to be his calling card for today. That was a mistake I've seen up there. And it was Rito, but he's managed to just hold up Big Dan. But it's not enough as Big Dan screams through the inside. And there we go. Big Dan has moved up into 2nd. We'll have a quick run through and see how everybody else is doing. We've got Harves in 6th place doing quite well. We've got Pat moving up in... No, that's Bazza, you fool. Bazza moving up into 7th. We've got Pat in 8th doing quite well, and Koikarp in 9th and last. And we've lost Mrs. Guesty through technical issues. We'll stick with these guys for the time. There we go. Rito's now made a bit of a gap between himself and Big Dan, but Big Dan's still got Homesick Alien for company, who's also got Guesty for company. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a fight on for the final step of the podium, and this is how it's going to be. We're just coming up to 10 minutes on the clock, and I can feel the throw on its way out. Not now. Excusez-moi. Right, maybe that will keep it quiet for a little bit longer. So, Guesty doing all he can to try and find a way of catching up. Homesick Alien, but it doesn't appear to enough. But Homesick Alien looks a little slow coming out of that corner. But, oh, Big Dan really climbing the corner. I see that Rito has managed to catch up Skyjacker, so this is for the podium. Of course it's for a podium. It's for the win. Oh, it's been a long day. So is Skyjacker going to be able to hold off Rito for the next 4.5 minutes? That is going to be a fight we will definitely have to keep our eyes on. Rito has a look on the inside, but he has got the better of Skyjacker, but they're coming back at one another. Skyjacker retaking the lead as he goes around the in corner and roll. Rito clipping the barrier on the way out and has lost a bit of time to Skyjacker, but he'll easily make that up once again, and Skyjacker must be feeling that pressure now. Just needs to concentrate, not make any small mistakes. Flames are on the outside. He doesn't want to hit that barrier on the way out. He's managed to collect himself, and now these two are running away with the win. And as we see, Big Dan is now being hounded by Homesick Alien. There's not even a car length in between it. This is for third spot. Big Dan going wide a little bit there, but manages to hold on. We've still got Homesick chasing him down. And all this fighting is inviting Guesty back into the mix. And it could be anybody's spot on the podium this way. Oh, I think Guesty just hit the barrier on the inside. That's the yellow flag. Who's dropped? It's Rito. Oh, poor Rito must be absolutely gutted. I think that's his second spin in this race. But he's instantly caught himself back up. And he's already back up into second. But the damage is done. He was right behind Skyjacker, and now he's having to fight off, having to defend second place from this onslaught of Big Dan, Homesick and Guesty. So he's going to have to really dig into the skills to really pull himself away from this pack, and Skyjacker must be breathing a sigh of relief. Now that he's got some distance between himself and Rito, but is Rito going to be able to catch him up in the next 2.5 minutes? We will have to wait and see. Big Dan still holding off that final podium position. Doing quite well to hold off Homesick Alien, but he was a little slow coming out of that corner, but so was Homesick Alien, and now Guesty's taking advantage of it. So he's now back into the mix. Is Guesty going to be able to break down the walls of Big Dan for that final spot on the podium? I saw Big Dan just hit the inside of the track, but it's not costing too much. But Rito is now starting to get away from them, and is he going to be able to catch Skyjacker in time? Meanwhile, let's have a look further down once again. We've got Harvey all on his own at the moment, maybe finally realising he needs to rein the speed in a little bit to get this thing round the corner. There you go, that's how you do it. There we go. He's now getting the hang of it, and as soon as I said that, he hits the barrier on the way out, but I suppose you're allowed some exceptions. Baz are all on his own as well, probably just using this for a bit of practice. We've got Pat as well in no man's land, and unfortunately Coy in literal no man's land, maybe just using this for a bit of practice. And oh, actually he's got his hazards on. Has he got a technical issue, I wonder? Is he the second technical issue sufferer today? Oh my word, the Dirt really putting their equipment through the ringer. But meanwhile, at the front, we've got Rito and Skyjacker at it again. So Rito did manage to catch it. This Skyjacker going to be able to hold him off in the last minute. They are going to get another lap in, so their next lap will be their final lap. So Skyjacker just has to hold off Rito for one more lap. It's a tall order from this absolute... Oh, Rito goes wide a little bit. That's not going to help him out either. We'll have a quick through. Big Dan still holding off for third place against Guesty and Homesick Alien. Big Dan must be really feeling the pressure from these two at the moment, but so far Rito can't find a way through the Skyjacker defence. Those walls thoroughly built and designed to last on. Oh, Skyjacker going wide a little bit there. Rito can't capitalise on it. Even though he took the inner side of line, he just can't seem to hold the car up to get the speed out of the corner. And Skyjacker pulls out a little bit of a gap there. I don't think Rito, unless, heavens forbid, Skyjacker makes a mistake, it looks like he could come through with this, but Rito's coming through like an absolute bullet. makes that gap absolutely zero. And there we go, he's slide up on the inside. Rito's stolen it from the dead. Oh, there's a bit of a clouting there. Rito, Skyjacker. Oh no, Skyjacker still holds it. Oh my word, this is going to go down to the final corner between these two. Absolute titans, but it looks like Skyjacker has held off the onslaught of Rito to take win 2. Rito comes home in second. Oh, breathe. Big Dan coming home in third. Homesick Alien coming for. Oh, Guesty's dropped. He must have had a small mistake. He comes home in fifth. And then back here we have Harvey and is Bazza going to steal 6th at the last minute? I don't think he can quite find. No, he can't. Is he going to have a look round the inside of Bazza? I think, has he gotten through? Yes, he has. But Harvey coming back at him. Don't go into the pits this time. There we go. And Harvey manages to hold off for 6th place. Bazza comes home in 7th, and Pat coming home in 8th. And Koikart was already finished. Oh my gilly gosh. Oh, my noisemaker is not going to like me in the morning, but who cares? So, Skyjacker taking race 2. He had to fight hard for that one and defend like an absolute beast in order to get that win, but I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. Rito coming home in second. Again, he had to fight Skyjacker for that win, but it just wasn't enough for him, but I'm sure he'll be pleased with the second. And once again, he gets the fastest lap with a 1:20.5. Big Dan, well done for holding off for third place. What pressure he must have been feeling from Homesick Alien and Guesty to hold off that final podium place. Homesick Alien really made Big Dan fight for it, so I don't think there's anything to be too ashamed of with that 4th. You had to fight hard for Big Dan, all that pressure he must have been putting on him, and he held firm, so well done, Homesick for 4th. Guesty coming home in 5th. It looks like 3rd would be on the cards, but maybe a small mistake on that previous lap. Let's just set him back a little bit. Harvey in 6th. Well, I will say, mate, it's I think you're starting to get the hang of it. I think you just need to have a little bit less speed going through the corners. Flick that back end round and you'll be fine. Bazza coming home in 7th as well. Probably not the race he was looking for either. Pat coming home in 8th. Maybe he can come back in race 3, I don't know. And Koikart, who finished a lap before, comes home in 9th. But yes, as I say, you know, it may be 9th, but you're still going to get good points for it, my friend. So no issues there. So let's move on to race 3. Oh. Again, bear with me. Right, okay. My apologies for that. Just needed to reset the noisemaker a little bit. Hopefully it will hold out for the end of this. Was that a bit of chat I just saw? Let us have a look. Give me a good excuse to calm down a little bit. Let's have a look. Oh, we have... Oh, in the chat we have Koi saying good morning. Good morning to you, good sir. And we have a Michael L with O. Or is that a 0? No, that's an O, isn't it? O. Hello? Hello, Michael? If I don't recognise you, I do apologise. I have the memory of a dead fish, so my apologies. I'm guessing just... If you're in VRC, what's your name? I might actually realise then. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I'm sure you'll get to it. So, we are now at race 3, in which it will now be a reverse grid for race 2, from race 2 should I say. So we have Koikap on pole, we've got Pat in second, we've got Bazza in third, Harvey in fourth, Guesty in fifth, Homesick Alien in sixth, Big Dan in seventh, Rido in eighth, Skyjacker in ninth, and Mrs. Guesty has to start from the back. Hopefully she's solved those technical issues she may have been having. So hopefully we'll all get through it in one piece, and that includes this flabby bit speaking to you at the moment. And yes, we're in the dark again, so this is going to be fun. So we'll let those engines buzz and we'll let the lights go on, and then they can go out. And oh, who was that? I think that was Harvey, jumped the start yet again. Not the best starts for Harvey at this current round. So meanwhile, is that Pat going to sneak up on the inside of Koikap? Yes, he does. So Pat moves up into the lead. We've got Homesick Alien in third already. Rido in fourth already. Oh, excuse me. He's coming through like an absolute bullet in this round. There's no stopping the Rido. Skyjacker up into fifth. We've got Bazza in sixth. We've got Harvey down in sixth. Bazza moving down to seventh. Hang on, who's spinning up? Oh, I don't know. Big Dan is in eighth as the lights start to dish out. Mrs. Guesty is in ninth. And oh, it must have been Guesty. He's miles behind everybody else, so not the best start for the Guesty. But so far, Koikap has now taken the lead now from Pat as they come through that tricky little chicane coming through here. Oh, I know, yeah, I know where they are now. And Skyjacker's moved up into second with Homesick in third. Skyjacker also on a mission today. But are they going to be able to hold off first with the bullet Rido and Homesick Alien? Oh, Homesick Alien got caught up in the slap there, and he's been slowed right down, and everybody screams past Homesick. Not what he needs, and now Pat's moved up back into third. They're all trading first place so far. Now Skyjacker's in second. Is he going to take the lead from Pat? It looks like he's just holding on. But no, Pat seems to hold off so well so far. Big Dan moving up into third. He's doing quite well this round as well. Koikap dropping down into fourth. We've got Bazza in fifth as well. Hardy's in sixth. Homesick Aliens dropped to seventh. Guesty's moved up to 8th. Rido's dropped again. That's not good for him. And Mrs. Guesty probably still having trouble with this track down in 10th. And there we go. Skyjacker has taken the lead. Got some bit more in the chat with Michael I. We've got Michael L again saying I'm, and Michael again saying low. And low. Okay. I'll probably work that one out later. So Skyjacker is holding off in the lead with Pat in second. Big Dan still in third. We've got Koikap still in fourth. There's quite a gap between fourth, or I don't know whether that's just the lighting, I don't know. Homesick Alien now on the recovery drive, already up into fifth. We've got Harvey in sixth as well. Baz is still in seventh. We've got Guesty still in eighth. Rido's still in ninth. Rido's got all the work to do at this time. Maybe it's the night time. Maybe he's having a bit of trouble with it. I don't know. And Mrs. Guesty just probably looking forward to getting this round over and done with. It's not been the best of round for her, but maybe she can do, maybe hopefully she, hoping that she can get a better result in the next round. But so far, Skyjacker starting to run away with it. We can see Big Dan now pressuring Pat for second place. Is Pat going to come alive in this race? Let's hit that wooden floor of mine to stop the commentator's curse from coming through. But Pat so far holding off well in second, having to really defend from Big Dan. But we know Big Dan can do a lot of racing in the dirt. As you can see, he's tight behind Pat already. He holds off, but Pat's managing to hold off. He's doing quite well in this race so far, but they'll have to make a move on because here comes Coy and Homesick Alien now having to duke it out with Harv, and he's holding off reasonably well, but and there we go, Homesick Alien moving back up into fourth. Koikat must have made a bit of a mistake because he's now dropped down to fifth and has now got Harvey for company. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's got Homesick for company, so yeah, I don't think he's dropped that much. Maybe it was just a move by Homesick Alien. So now, these two absolutely duking at it. Now we can see, Homesick Alien clouded the barrier a little bit, slowed him down, and now Koikat retakes fourth. Is Harvey going to get through into fifth? I don't think he is. No, he's not. So Homesick Alien holds off for fifth for the time being, and here comes Rido. He's got the fastest lap with 1:22.5. We know we can go faster than that. We've got a yellow flag. It's Homesick Alien. That's not what he needs. And here comes Rido. Through he goes. And now Rido starting the recovery drive. Homesick Alien. I don't know what happened there. I think there might have been a adder coming together, or whether it was internet issues. I'm not 100% sure. So Rido now back on the charge. Going to be hunting down Harv like a lion against a gazelle. I don't think Harvey's going to be able to hold him off. He's been struggling this round, and Rido's already caught him up. And there we go. Is Rido going to get through? I think he is. Harvey goes wide, and yep, he clouts the barrier, and it's not going to help him out, but he's still holding off for fifth. Harvey fighting like an absolute animal, but he's not going to be able to hold off Reed. He's actually still holding him off. Well, this has gotten interesting. Oh no! Harvey hit the pit barrier. He hit the pit entrance, and it's dropped him down to seventh. Oh, Harvey must be absolutely livid with himself. Is Bazza going to make his way through as well? I don't think he is. No, he's just holding off seventh quite well. And Guesty in ninth, he must have made a mistake somewhere, because I don't think he was that far behind at one point, and Mrs. Guesty just probably here for the ride, and probably just why I'd like to get my shoes muddy, but this is as far as I will go. So meanwhile, Skyjacker is still holding the lead from Big Dan, who's in second, and is now charging down Skyjacker. 6 minutes into it, he's got time to catch up. Is he going to be able to catch up though? And will he stay there for long? Because we know who's going like an absolute bullet in this race. Pat moving up into third, but he's doing quite well so far. Oh, as soon as I said that, he's hit the barrier. That's not going to help him out. Is Coy going to get through? No, he can't. Hasn't quite got the pace coming through that corner, and look who's coming through. It's the mud. Oh God, hang on us. Oh no, I managed to hold it. There we go. Rido has overtaken Koikat, the mud mover, on an absolute flyer. Where has this pace come from for Rido on the mud? Unbelievable. Koikat now in fifth. Homesick Alien dropping to sixth after that little incident he had on lap 4. Is he going to be able to catch up? I don't know. Bazza's chasing him down as well. And I can't tell who that is. Is that Harvey? It's Harvey and Big Dan. Harvey and Bazza going at it. I keep saying Big Dan and Bazza because they both start with B's. I'm terrible. Really, really terrible. Oh, there we go. Bazza's managed to squeeze up over Harvey while I wasn't looking. And Bazza's now moved up into seventh. And these two are really absolutely going at it like warriors. Unbelievable. So we'll move back up into the front, and Rito's now starting to pull away from Coy, and he's now caught up Pat. You think he's probably going to make light work? Oh, there's a bit of clouting here and there. Rito lost the back end. I think he has lost it a little bit, but not too much. He's still recovered from it, but here comes everybody else. So Rito drops down into 5th. Wow, blink and you'll miss it. But Rito will be on an absolute charge. Coy back up into 4th. No, Coy's moved up into 3rd. Wow, where has that one come from? Pat was in 4th, and Coy was in 5th. So Coy taking the biggest advantage of them all. But meanwhile, at the front, we can see that Big Dan has caught up Skyjacker. So this is for the lead of the race. How is this one going to turn out, I wonder? Big Dan going wide a little bit there, but he's still perfectly fine. He loses Skyjacker a little bit. We'll get back to those shortly, because Rito's now back up into 4th and chasing down Coy Carp. The sight thoroughly set on Coy. Is he going to be able to take advantage of it? I don't know. We'll cut to the others as well, because Big Dan has caught up Skyjacker. He can't quite take advantage of it. I've seen that Rito has overtaken Coy Carp. Oh, big jump going over there. He nearly did a cartwheel there. So Coy moves back up into 3rd. And wanting to really put some distance between himself and Rito, but we know that won't last much longer. Meanwhile, we'll come back to these two. Skyjacker has dropped Big Dan a little bit there, so maybe a small mistake going through that last section, we don't know. So Skyjacker holding off the 2nd place Big Dan so far. Is Big Dan able to make some form of make Skyjacker make a little mistake and take advantage of it? Don't think he might be able to. Sky's showing to be holding his own in this race so far. Coy Carp still holding off in 3rd. We'll cut to 4th as well, because with Rito, who's been chased down by Homesick Alien, but I don't think that small gap will last much longer, because we know how quick he can be. Homesick Alien in 5th. Probably just looking forward to getting this round over and done with and getting back into familiar territory. And Homesick Alien going for purples. Is he going to get the fastest lap in this race, I wonder? Pat down to 6th. What started so well for him, it's just all gone away from him. And as we can see, Bazza's now running up to Pat. Has he managed to make his way through? I can't quite see. And no, Pat's still holding them off well. Oh, I've just seen that Rito's moved up into 3rd. So he has overtaken Coy Carp at some point, and he's now going to be chasing down those front lookers. But look at the gap. They're about to cross the start-finish line. You can see that Big Dan's having a look at Skyjacker. You can see these guys just crossing the line now, and Rito's not even round the final corner. So Rito's got a lot of work to do to catch up these two. But we know he's got the speed. But on the rate that these two are battling out, they're going to be losing so much time. They're opening themselves up. But it's all to play for. It's all or nothing in these guys. There's Big Dan looking up on the inside. I don't think he's got through there. Skyjacker, he can't find his way through. It's Monster versus Rich Energy. I've only just actually clogged on. It's the battle of the energy drinks. There's no I don't think anybody's a Red Bull out there. I don't think there is there is no Red Bull. So it's a battle of the energies. It's Monster versus Rich Energy, and who's going to come out on top of this one as they jump over the corner there? Jump over the corner, over the big hill, should I say? That's the correct word I'm looking for. I can't do English at all. I think at the rate my throat's going, I don't think I'll be able to do anything at this rate. Oh, my apologies. So with less than 2.5 minutes left to go, is Skyjacker going to be able to hold off Big Dan? And as soon as I say it, Big Dan squeezes it through on the inside to take the lead. Is this not the opportunity he needed? Now he needs to get himself away, put some distance between himself and Skyjacker, because we know who's going to be coming through very soon. And Sky catching Big Dan on the inside there, so Skyjacker retakes the lead. Normally wouldn't agree to that, but on dirt you really can't control these things, because Big Dan is now having a look on the inside. Is he going to collect Skyjacker? No, I don't think he is. But Big Dan has retaken the lead as it comes through. It's sort of a hairpin. It's an open hairpin, so I suppose that's good enough. Oh, good Lord. Bear with me. Oh, not nice. So, as I missed it, Skyjacker's retaking the lead, but Big Dan instantly takes it back. Oh, you can't decide it between these two. It's absolutely glorious, but Skyjacker now retaking the lead. There's nothing between these two. And where's Rito in all of this? He is catching them up with a what? He's got the fastest lap yet again with a 1:20.0. Rito on an absolute mission and a half in this round. Homesick Alien still holding well at fourth. We've got a yellow flag. Who was that for? I don't think it's for any. Oh, it might have been in last. I don't know. Guesty, I don't know. Oh, Mrs. Guesty's gone. So the technical issue's still firing up, but we'll stick with these two because this is for the lead, and now Skyjacker retakes the lead. They can't decide who wants it, but they'll have to make up their minds soon because here comes Rito, the bullet of round 8 or 7. No, we're on round 7, aren't we? Or 8. There. The absolute bullet of this round. That'll work. Is he going to snatch the lead at the last second? We've got 10 minutes, so this is going to be their final lap. These three are probably going to take your podium, but in which order? Oh my word, we will stick with them. I can't see who's who at the moment. Rito squeezes up into second, but Big Dan's having a look on the outside, but no, there we go. Big Dan has got it back up into second. Skyjacker's running away with it. Is he going to take the win? Is he going to hold off Rito for the last few corners? I don't know. Rito, he's managing to squeeze through. Big Dan has now lost him. Is Rito going to get it at the last second? Skyjacker. Oh, has he made a mistake going through that corner? I think he has. But no, I think he's going to hold off. Yes, he does. So Skyjacker takes the win. Rito coming home in second. Big Dan coming home in third. Homesick Alien coming home for fourth. He's all on his Billy Bob at the moment, but I'm sure he'll just be happy to get this round over and done with. Koi Carp coming home in fifth. I'm sure he'll be pleased with this result considering the bad start that he had. And that's Koi home in fifth. Then we've got Harvey coming home in sixth. I think he needs to get some rallying lessons from Rito just to bring that Subaru under control in the dirt. There we go. He comes home in sixth. Guesty has already finished in ninth. I do apologise, my friend. Bazza coming home in seventh. And here comes Pat for eighth. Oh, and breathe. And relax. There we go. So, Skyjacker coming home with win number 2 for race 3. What a round that he's had. I'm pretty sure he'll be pleased with this one at the end of the day. And Rito, what can we say about Rito, the dirt rallying master, has absolutely really made an impression on this round. Doing almost as good as Bunny. Oh. I think I feel a Star... You know, you could do a good Star Wars reference here. You could do that with your dad, couldn't you? Go to Bunny One Kenobi and just say to him, the circle is now complete. Once I was just a learner, but now I am the master. See how he likes that one. Big Dan coming home in third. He'll be pleased with that result. Had to battle Skyjacker hard. Rito pipping him at the last minute, coming home, taking it, but I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that result. Homesick Alien coming home in fourth, and like I said before, I'm pretty sure he's just happy to get this round over and done with, get this man back on familiar territory, and he'll be the one running away with it. Koi Carp coming home in fifth. Might think it's a good result, might think it's a bad result, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd be pretty pleased with that, Koi. I'm sure you probably are. I think you have said before you're not a fan of dirt, so getting a fifth will be good. Harvey coming home in sixth. You need to learn a little bit of rallying, a little bit. It's a good result for 6th, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, barriers aren't your friend. Ask this man, Mr. Barrier Inspector. Although Baz has done well to come home in 7th, although I think he'll be glad to see the back of this round. Pat really not making the impression I thought he would, especially after not Willow Springs, Sardegna Windmills, that's what I'm looking for. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, he's still going to get a good chunk of points. Guesty really not finding his feet in this round. I think he'll just be happy to have this round with as well. And unfortunately, we lost Mrs. Guesty, which I'm guessing through technical issues. And there we go. We made it. Yay! Although I'm not going to have a very good friend in the morning. But I will survive, as we always do. So, what is coming up in the future? Well, let me tell you. Let's put that away. No, go. Round 8. I don't know when I'll get on to round... Oh no, round 9 should I say, because this is round 8. Oh God, I hope I've got the thing right. Uh-oh. We'll have round 9 of the WRX Challenge, which is the Nürburgring Nürburgring GP, and it's a double feature. So there we go. We'll have 2 half-an-hour races of Subaru action. Although I don't know when I'll get on to that. So hopefully it'll be this weekend. Although I said that last time, didn't I? And look what happened. The noisemaker went on strike because it didn't like that idea. It's selfish, isn't it? Try to do a nice little bit of work for everybody, and it says, no, I'm not agreeing to that because I'm a git. And we also have round 7 of the Renault Megane Trophy to look forward to as well. So hopefully that'll materialise at some point or another. Hopefully I'll be able to get it done this week. I'm hoping that the throat will stop going on strike on Thursday, which I will bring it to you then, and then Friday. Come Friday, it's the juicy one, the one that we've all been looking forward to. It will be VRC's first 2.5 hour of 2024 at Bathurst. So 2.5 hours of gorgeous Australian weather, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. And it's also a first for VRC as well, a first time event, we will say, although that's not really the correct word. I mean, it'll be a first for VRC. We've done 2.5 hours before, if you're familiar. We've done 2.5 hours before, but this one is going to be a juicy one. And as I've mentioned before, we are going to be guaranteed at least 2, possibly 3 new names into our Hall of Champions. And it's going to be live. Yes, this noisy cretin is going to be bringing you that race live, which I will be starting the stream pretty early. I mean, as far as I'm aware, the lobby will be opening up at 7:30 in the evening, so keep your eye on your phones round about then. I'm going to be jumping into it as soon as I can because there is a lot to unpack. I don't want to give away anything just yet, although if you probably know what fully is going on, but for our amazing, beautiful people out there in YouTube land who don't know, let us have a little bit of a suspense of what that is going to be. So, I will say, as we normally do, hit that like, subscribe, and get thy bell on so you never miss it. And obviously, because YouTube likes all that algorithm largy-bargy that nobody really likes listening to. You know, everybody says it. You know, it's one of those things they're always going to say. So, yeah, get that on and you definitely won't miss anything that is brought to you from the Virtual Racers Club, and that is it. So hopefully, like I say, hopefully I can make some form of negotiation with the noisemaker sometime between now and when I bring you the next race, and if not, I'm going to be giving it some stick at the end of it. So I will say hopefully to see you then, in which I was your broadcaster and commentator, insert comical name here, and remember, shapeshifters would make an absolute killing in the adult entertainment industry. You heard it here first. So, until we meet again, I shall leave you to the rest of your day. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm probably going to be hurting in the morning, but who cares? This is the price we pay. This is how we do things. Or I'm just an idiot. I don't know. So enjoy your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.